are live.
Hey, how's it going, Jamil?
Wonderful. Great. It's a great morning. Nice
Yeah,
day. The weekend was a little crappy, but we're moving into better weather now. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm excited about everything that's happening with Black Tech Futures Media, particularly the weekly chats,
Oh yeah. Oh
which
yeah.
will soon be what, Jamil?
What? WTF? It's gonna be WTF.
WTF? What the fungible?
What the
Yeah,
fungible
we're
guys,
excited
guys.
about that.
So we've kind of loosely talked about it and sprinkled it here and there, especially on the website. If you really checked it out, www.nftcreativetraders.com.
Yeah,
We are going to be transitioning. We're working in phases, and you guys are just here for every step of the ride. We've been having our weekly chats on Zoom, bringing on great people, but we just want to let you to know that this is just the start. We
mhm.
are going to be going to a place where production is going to be better as we start unfolding these events that we want to do, projects that we're
Right.
working on, collaborations with other great artists, and just showing a lot more stuff as opposed to just us talking, right? This is more so serving as a proof of concept. And
Yeah,
the people who's been really vibing with us thus far for 14 episodes, like, you guys are awesome. You guys are the early adopters. You guys are the ones that are were here from the beginning, since Ira and I just wanted to just say, let's just record and talk. And the
yeah,
easiest way for us to do that was to just go live, right? Because we couldn't really,
yeah,
we're working on so many things, and we just wanted to make something a habit and just stick with it. And I'm so happy we've gotten this far. And now
yeah,
we feel confident that we can, with this summer lined up with a bunch of cool stuff, that we're going to be out on the field. We're going to be getting way more content as opposed to just, us in our living rooms, right? Or our
yeah, yeah.
offices.
What's
So
beautiful, what's beautiful about this too, Jamil, is the fact that we're building an audience. We've got followers and very many subscribers for our NFTcreativetraders.com, which is where all of our live shows are hosted. And as well, we're getting subscribers on our YouTube channel. So we are really excited about the progress and about how much love we've had in the community doing these live weekly chats. Now, the other point to make is Jamil and I have been having this conversation every week, every Wednesday morning. We've been having this conversation for about a year now,
yeah,
almost a year.
yep, yep,
Um, the beauty of that is getting more clarity on how we imagine the future for people across the diaspora, for Black and Brown people who have so many creative ideas. 2021, as I've said, is the age of the creator. I'm listening to news stories and reading them about people not necessarily wanting to go back to work. Um, I believe that people, and Jamil, I'd be interested in how you think about this too, but I really believe that so many people found their passion because we were locked down, right? We're in the house. Valentine talked about it last week. He said, I learned Blender because I'm in the house. What do I do? So I think that 2020 was an interesting time. So many people had devastating losses. And at the same time, so many people had amazing wins in terms of being able to express their creativity, in
absolutely.
terms of learning new things. I'm sure we're going to read about inventions that were made during 2020, just like 100 years ago, right?
Right.
Um,
I completely
yeah,
agree.
man, this is exciting.
We're in
So
a
we are,
we're in the
yeah,
creator economy. That's where we're at. And NFTs, we really wanted to show you guys that this was like kind of the gateway into what the future is going to hold in terms of blockchain technologies and smart
right,
contracts, how that's going to be embedded into our everyday lives, and how that's
right.
going to make our transactions so much more like faster, and just it's going to be just more and more convenient as time goes on, right? Just
Mhm.
faster, 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 moving.
I like what Mark Cuban said about NFTs this past week.
Right. How did he break it down?
He said NFTs are a new way to own things.
Boom.
That's the simplest
That's it.
explanation I've ever heard to
That's
describe
it.
it. And you can own anything from virtual or metaverse real estate,
Right.
which I acquired some this morning, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah,
You
we'll
can,
talk about that. And
we'll talk
I
about
want
that
to
in a
get into
minute,
that. I want to get into that because, right, because that's
but
where it starts,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because we got these people when they hear NFTs and kind of have an understanding of it, they just automatically link it to art. And of
yeah,
course, like it is, because that was like the biggest problem and the biggest solution that can come together so fast to help creators just own their stuff and even
right.
get royalties in perpetuity. Like that was the first easiest way to get into applying NFTs and smart contracts, right? Directly to
As a
art.
use case,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
as a
use
use
case.
case.
And that's just and
Art,
that was a nice,
music,
right. That
yeah,
was just a nice
written
entry to
words,
that barrier. Right, right, right. So now, but it's
right.
going to expand as it expanded for you in terms
Hmm.
of getting real estate, and not just any regular real estate, digital real estate. Now,
Yeah, man.
why digital real estate? Well, it's tied to the plans that we have for this summer. Of
Yeah,
course, we're going to be doing live events and galleries in which we're going to be collaborating with artists and networking with people. This summer, we're going to finally be able to do that. We want to be
yeah.
with people. This isn't just, straight digital and we're all partying from our rooms. No,
Mhm.
no, no. It's not that. It's going to be a hybrid, though, right? It's going to be
Yeah,
something where when we will build out a gallery in this digital real estate that we have, and I want to talk about your experience on how you even got there, but this is just the
yeah,
idea, guys, right? How we
yeah,
can really bring those two worlds together, and have a new experience and have a new
yeah.
experience. So why don't you talk about how you ended up getting some land?
Yeah, I mean, this was very interesting. There's a there's a fairly new platform called Upland, and Upland allows you to trade property on the blockchain. Um, it's supposed to be fun. It's actually a game, right? So Upland, you can own the world you build. You can create and participate in a new economy built on the blockchain. You can have true ownership of your game assets. This can be the actual land, right? So I purchased, what did I purchase? I purchased 205 East 58th Street in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, these are modeled obviously after real property, after real
yeah, it's more of a,
estate.
it's
So,
more of like the Google Maps overlaid over
right,
this platform, right? There are quite a number of these. Earth 2
right. There's a
.io I've talked about before, where it's the map actually is overlaid over the entire world,
right,
and
right.
so you can
The
acquire
central
property.
land is another one
The
where you can.
central land,
Right,
yeah, the central land's cool because you're able to also create avatars. You're able to
right.
make additional purchases in their marketplace. So what's cool about Upland is I was able to purchase 205 East 58th Street in Brooklyn. Um, I can now build uh, on, I can build ownership, or what is it? You can have true ownership of your game assets. So I'm interested in what that really means, true ownership of my game assets. What's cool, I think, is you can begin to change your status and begin to trade properties with other game players or collectors, if you will, right?
Right.
And what's awesome is they're going to be building a marketplace where you can begin to sell items in the metaverse on your property. So of course we're building some sort of gallery. There's also, I've seen people use crypto voxels. I think in one of our previous episodes, we took a fly around crypto voxels,
Yep.
which is a immersive AR gallery space
Yep.
where you can hold meetings, you can do all kinds of events. So
Right.
we're really excited, right? To
Yeah.
be playing around in the metaverse, building
Yeah.
stuff.
Right. Right. And again, it's
Yeah.
just going back to just having new experiences, right? It's like,
Mhm.
why just have a boring Zoom meeting when you can have this type of meeting projected to look like, you're in a theater, right? With just a bunch of
Yeah.
avatars and, everyone's just kind of together and you're looking at, you're in this universe. It's just kind of,
Yeah.
it's just emerging like two worlds of a video game, like, The Sims, and just real
Yep.
life. Like, it's
Right.
just spicing it up, right? Like, why
Yeah.
just have a regular Zoom meeting when you can just go into Decentraland? You could just go into your building at your Brooklyn property, and
Right.
we can have our meeting there. And it's just a new way experience these digital avenues of just having our conversations, a gallery, a networking,
Absolutely.
and of course, we're not saying that this is going to just completely replace like real world events, because of course we want
Right.
that too, but it's like, this is fun, this is just as fun as well.
And I want to really point something out here. My interest primarily in NFTs. There's a few YouTube channels that I like to follow. One is called Morning Invest. And in that particular channel, the position that the host takes around um, what we can do in these sort of new investment spaces, being able to take wins when you're deciding you're not going to hold, but you want to cash out. We are more likely to do that, right? We're more likely to do that because the money that we may be investing may not be something that we can lose. We'd like to get those wins, right? Just being realistic about the space that we're in. For some folks at certain levels of wealth, $1 million is chump change. And so they can play around with it in these spaces. For us, we really need to be cognizant of what we're doing. And our goal is really to help educate people about these crypto investment spaces, but as well, give folks some ideas around how you can actually use these things to improve your own situations.
Absolutely.
With that said, I'm really of the mind that, and I believe this is extremely important, that as Black, Indigenous people of color, we have to begin more investment in real hard assets. Traditional assets like land, like property, houses, commercial spaces, I believe that should be where we really focus our energy.
Agreed.
I personally am not quite 110% certain about the cryptocurrency space. There's so many people on different sides of it at levels of governments, making decisions about what can and cannot happen. China a week or so ago discussed, look, our financial institutions are no longer allowed to actually work in this space.
Right.
So, Biden administration, President Biden, the US wants to be able to tax crypto above 10K, earnings above 10K, I believe.
Yep.
But then I just read this morning that one of the ministers in Japan is saying, look, don't create, these sort of, and I'm paraphrasing here, but don't create barriers to NFTs specifically, because this is a new creative way, that people are able to express themselves, claim ownership, and it crosses borders. So we don't want to necessarily inhibit creativity. And I think that's more of where this gentleman was going with his thought.
Right. And
We
not just in
can't,
art, right? Not just in art,
not just in art, but creativity in
deals.
general.
Right. And just creativity in deal making, transactions,
Yeah,
business deals, like just creativity
yeah,
and flexibility and how to do things differently and more
right,
importantly, faster, right?
right.
To your point, I mean, of course, cryptocurrency is going through its volatility, but that's something we knew. I'm still
Yeah,
holding strong. I know for a fact that it's going to bounce back and it's going to get strong. And of course, governments and all that, every regulators, of course, they're scrambling. They still
yeah,
are. It's still going to get there, right? It's still so new, and when no one
yeah.
knows what's going to happen. But I'm on the side of, oh, we gonna make it out this. And it's not
We're gonna
because,
make it regardless.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Ethereum investor, because of which I am, but I'm
yeah,
just saying that because I do truly believe that. And
yeah.
I encourage anyone to come. Emil, he wants to come back for round two,
Nice.
and really discuss this. But
Yeah.
to add to that, you really do bring a good point. Cryptocurrency, it's obviously, like it is iffy. It's
We're in
iffy.
the early stages. This is
Early
the
stage.
wild, wild west, I believe, of the blockchain right now that
But,
we are
but,
living
but
in.
to that point, right? When we are, but blockchain technology and smart contracts, that's a
It's here to
different
stay.
ball. That's
Yeah,
something that's going to be game changing for everybody.
yeah,
Cryptocurrencies, we don't know. Are we gonna, completely break down our beliefs in, the currency that we've always had to say, hey, let's just transition it over there? I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I personally think so.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
But smart contracts and blockchain technologies, those are the things that I want to start implementing like yesterday, you know,
Yeah.
and these decentralized apps, also called dApps,
Yeah.
where it makes transactions a lot, it makes commerce a lot easier. That's what I want
Right.
to really dive into.
Right.
And of course I want to start accepting crypto, right? As someone who is a videographer and who is now becoming more into the arts of digital arts, you know, I've been dabbling in Blender thanks to Valentine.
Yeah.
But I want to start accepting crypto, right? I want to start becoming the person that's like, you know what, I believe in it so much to the point where you can pay me in that.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I'm at.
No, that's a great idea. You know, we already interviewed Kamani Harrison from the Key Bookstore, who's the owner of the Key Bookstore, an Afrocentric bookstore here in Hartford, Connecticut. And she accepts Guap coin, which is so awesome and amazing.
Yes.
Guap coin is considered, you know, complementary to the US dollar. And I like the fact that they use that language because, again, there are people who are afraid of, you know, getting into this space. There are people who are uncertain. The reality is, you know, finding news channels, perhaps on YouTube, finding short tutorials, working with us to mint your, you know, to
Especially
create
working
your
with us.
NFT.
Yeah, especially if you're local.
Yeah,
Because guys, I want to stress
yeah,
this. We are not encouraging, we're not saying, yo, dump it all, risk it all for crypto. No, no, no. We're
yeah,
not saying that. We obviously want you to be responsible. We want you to make sure that, you know, when we talk to people and say, you know, we want you to be a collector or you know, invest into crypto, we obviously want you to make sure you're in a good space, right? You know,
yeah,
financially and all that. We want you to make sure you're someone stable who's, you know, we're not trying to, you know, swindle people into saying, no, yo, throw your money into this, like,
yeah,
you know, because we obviously are not financial advisors, but this is a new world and we obviously are more so documenting so you can join us on our experience and see how we're
right,
doing. But of course,
yeah,
if you are interested in this, if you are in a space where you feel like you can invest, and I'm more so speaking to collectors because this is going to be a whole new world for collectors too. I more so consider myself, you know, even though I am, you know, dabbling in the arts,
mhm,
I'm more so consider myself a collector. I want to
yeah,
buy art. I want to now understand who are these artists out there that always, you know, that I've never heard of, who now have a chance to really promote themselves and market themselves.
right,
They know that they can keep 100% of that, and then some
yeah,
in the secondary market. So, you know, that's where we're at. That's who I want to be with, and that's who I'm talking to, right? We're talking
yeah,
to people who are in that space where they have a little extra and want to invest in something new and look into something.
yeah.
Come talk to us. Artists,
Explore,
yeah,
yeah,
explore. Artists,
explore,
I need
yeah,
to be hitting us up, period. If you're an
yeah,
artist and you know, a hungry artist at that, I hate using the word hungry artist. I want to eliminate that because we are a
yeah.
creator economy. But if you're one of those, you come on, hit us up.
Definitely hit us up.
Hit us
Yeah.
up.
And you know what's interesting too, I believe that we're going to be in a very interesting space in another 10, 20 years,
Mm.
particularly where it comes down to owning things, right? Whether you own them currently in the physical, tangible world that we live in and all pretty much experience, or whether you own them in the metaverse, ownership is really something that is important to both of us.
Mm.
And we want to make sure that we share and allow people to share their stories, right? How do we own our own content? That's important. And how do we create space in this new creative economy so that we're informed and we're also able to bring in reoccurring money, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
every month, every week.
Hands down.
The other thing is really cool that I'm connecting to so many artists on Instagram. I'm just seeing my followers go up. Shout out to the Forex people. Sorry, not interested. But you
Y'all
know,
can
there's a lot of that
Y'all can
going on.
follow. Yeah, y'all can follow. Y'all can
Follow.
follow us.
But
Follow
I,
us.
you know, and I really am focused in the NFT space and working with artists and creating my own art because I believe that these things are extremely important where we are right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And if you're gonna, as you can see behind me, there's art everywhere, whether it be fabric art from Ghana, right? Or whether it be paintings, and I'm digging this pointing thing.
So good at it,
It's
though. It's
working.
so good.
Yeah, right. But that's the thing, we need to own things
Right.
and we need to own our own work. With that said, I'm excited about the fact that this Saturday, starting at about 2 o'clock, I will be at 75 Sterling Street in Hartford, in the north end of Hartford, the Sterling Street Sanctuary and Nature Preserve, which is a Camorra's Cultural Corner project. I will be out there. I think Jamil mentioned that we hired an intern. I don't know if you mentioned
Oh
that
no,
yet.
we didn't.
Okay.
We could have built up to it. All right. Well, so this is a
Yeah.
part of the growth, guys.
Yeah.
So Black Tech Future has an intern, and
Yep.
it's super exciting. We're bringing in someone onto the team who's going to really help us build not only our social media for Black Tech Futures and What the Fungible, but just really helping us manage all this content. Because guys, we are going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you,
Yeah.
and of course, having an intern is going to help us really manage that and make sure it's all in the right places, because we want to just keep feeding you dope content.
Mhm.
Like we said, this is just I don't want to call it a proof of concept. This is just phase one of
Yeah.
Black Tech Futures media and phase one of What the Fungible, WTF. It's gonna be branded. We're working with dope graphic designers. We have an intern who's gonna be helping us a lot, not only at live events, but also
Yeah.
behind our social media. So we're really super excited. We're gonna get the ball rolling. Like we got stuff planned.
So you might wonder what the fungible, WTF. So what the fungible is going to be whatthefungible.com is going to be the new weekly chat.
Yeah.
So the weekly chats will be branded, will likely transition from Facebook Lives to other platform, perhaps YouTube as a live platform, StreamYard. There's
We're
just
gonna play
different
with it.
ways
We're
we
gonna play
might
with
do
it.
it.
We might not
Um,
even like a lot of the stuff too. We might not be live. It's gonna be some pre-recorded stuff. Obviously, this
yeah,
are gonna be at events. We're gonna be working with artists. So
right.
like obviously to go live on all the that's not
And just
realistic.
really
But
wanting to present stuff even in post-production like Jamila's talking
absolutely,
about, but
absolutely.
certainly clearly branded backdrops, color schemes,
Oh yeah,
awesome
all
and
that, all
exciting
that
stuff
fun
for what
stuff.
the fungible. That's forthcoming, so be on the lookout for those changes. If you are subscribed to www.nftcreativetraders.com, then you're going to be getting newsletters about these transitions. We're still thinking about how NFTcreativetraders.com fits into the big picture. But we certainly want to be able to have these branded experiences just for you, and also to be able to share with you in sometimes live on the street, at cool events, and other times
We're going to some cool places too.
recorded content. But we're going to so many different awesome places.
We got stuff lined
Want to share that
up.
with you.
We got some stuff
Yeah.
lined up. Yes, we're
So this Saturday, if you're in Hartford and you're interested in checking out our booth, we're going to be having facilitated discussions, having non-facilitated discussions, but our booth at 75 Sterling Street in Hartford will present to various creators how to make, save, invest money. And so it's really going to be, the booth is more informational, how you can learn about these new apps or these new cards or these new ways of doing things, such that you can begin seeing more economic positive things happening in your life, right?
absolutely.
Um, yeah, connecting creatives to economic opportunities. That's what we want to do.
I mean, that's
And
the
that's what we're
umbrella.
doing.
That's the
Yeah.
umbrella of Black Tech Futures Media. It's not just NFTs that we're talking about, because
Mhm.
this is just specific to Wednesdays. It is going to grow, and with What the Fungible, we're gonna keep it in that crypto space. But it's of course gonna be really related to the creative economy, because those
Yeah.
are like they're linked. They are linked. Ownership from blockchain technology and smart contracts, and just a creative, a freelancer, someone who wants to work for themselves. It's like they go in hand in hand. That's peanut butter and jelly.
Absolutely.
Come on now,
Absolutely.
like that's just what it is. So that's
Absolutely.
and that's who we are. That's what this brand is. That's who we want to be. So even if you have no idea about crypto or NFTs, it's okay. We
Yeah.
don't want to drill your head with it. It's, do you want to build art? Okay, then just come with us. Just come with us. We're not gonna
Grow
make it
with
so
us. Yeah.
complicated. Yeah, we're not gonna make it so complicated for you and beat you over the head with all these technical jargon and no.
Yeah.
We have, if you want to be in that process, you don't have to know everything to be in it, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Create art.
Creating an NFT
Make
is
your
not
thing.
difficult at all, right? And so we've kind of talked about and established that. But I do want to put it out there. You know, I have some funding this summer to work with the creators who want to make NFTs.
Yeah.
And I would really invite you to get in touch with me. You've got the contacts through www.nftcreativetraders.com, and blacktechfutures@gmail.com is currently where you can find us. But we really want to invite you to continue to follow us and continue to learn and grow with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You mentioned, there was something you mentioned I wanted to maybe chat about, but I think we covered what the fungible, that'll be our transition and branded show. And what else are we doing, man?
Well, so I mean, what we really want to do at this point, as we are building out our, like, you know, our thematic, our brand packet and all that, guys, go to the website nftcreativetraders.com and sign up for our newsletter. We're going to be having a newsletter where we're kind of going to be giving more more informational, educational stuff. You know, it's not going to be so drawn. It's going to be a nice newsletter, very easy to digest. We're not trying to, bang over your head. That's why we're doing this. We research all the technical stuff and then put it in a digestible way for everyone to, just understand it on a basic level, right? So yeah.
I can't wait. I was going to say, I cannot wait to begin doing these pop-up gallery events.
Oh yeah.
These galleries will be held in ideally it's a clear bubble tent. And we're going to be inviting people to experience these immersive art.
Oh yeah.
Physical and virtual realities that we'll be creating. We'll be sending you information about where and when those pop-up events will be occurring. Yeah. And, we want people to be part of the art. Yeah. We'll be videotaping and photographing people having these experiences in these spaces. And ideally, in the near future, perhaps the fall, we'll be creating NFTs with artists about the content, right? The stories. We'll be telling stories about these immersive experiences that people are having. We welcome your, verbal input on what we're doing, and we want to help you have a wonderful art experience, right? So I am so excited about these galleries, and I'm not quite sure how many we want to do this summer, but they're going to be quite a few. Oh, yeah. And we really invite you to join us as we hang out around Hartford and perhaps some other locations too. I'm thinking that we'll do at least one trip to New York, because why not? And giving you guys these art experiences. I love creating with people. Oh, okay. I love collaborating. Oh yeah. Yeah. No competition, right? Yeah. I'm not really into competition because I believe what I know and what I can do is truly what I know and what I can do. And there's no one else who can do exactly what I can do the way I do it, right? So that's why I don't really get into the competition thing, but certainly collaboration is important.
It's funny your take on that, because that's why I like competition.
That's funny.
It's to keep us on edge, just to, sharpen each other's tools, just like in a rap cipher, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta come with the bars. You have to come with the bars.
Exactly.
Then you get complacent, you know what I'm saying? So, but but I like those. Those are interchangeable for me, like competition and collaboration. Like they come together beautifully, because it's a sport thing, right? It's not like a blood sport, but it's like something where it's like, hey, we're going to get in, we're going to spar, we're going to do this, but at the end of the day, because we're going to create something beautiful. But it's just, that was interesting. No. Oh, wow. It's already 9:01.
It's already 9, man. Okay.
And that's just what happened.
Check us out on Upland Black NFTs 9 is who we are on Upland. That's who I am on Instagram. And you're what, Thrill Ahmed?
Yeah, Thrill Ahmed on IG. That's Thrill with one L.
Mhm.
Ahmed, Ahmed. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
follow us, check us out.
uh, NFT creativetraders.com. Guys, sign
.com.
up for our newsletter. We're getting that built out. Guys, just stay tuned. If you're here now, just man, you're gonna see crazy growth just in the summer alone. I can't wait for you guys to see that
Absolutely.
who's been here. I can't wait for you guys to see the audience who's gonna be a part of our community. And
Yep.
it's just gonna be a dope summer. Yeah, just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right.
All
Peace,
right.
folks.
All
We're
right.
out.
Have a good one. All right,
Thank
everyone.
you. You too.